Thirdly, as to the future, we find ourselves at the watershed in the history of this civilization, the breakpoint of our culture. We find ourselves addressing fundamental questions which have not been addressed for many hundreds of years. And I think the issue of euthanasia perhaps has been the most evident of them all, because euthanasia was eschewed, euthanasia was prohibited, euthanasia was regarded as just about as bad a thing as could be in the Judeo-Christian tradition, as the abandonment of the sick, at the same time as the abandonment of our moral responsibility for ourselves. In this last generation, the prohibition on suicide has been overturned in our moral thinking, and euthanasia is advanced in Europe, practiced now in Holland, now in Belgium, the law, in Oregon here, our own sample euthanasia jurisdiction. A beginning of a reinvention of human nature, a decision that human nature may be disposed of, that we, in our autonomy, may end our own lives, and of course, by implication, that there are lives less worthy to be lived than other lives. The beginning of a development which, of course, in Germany in the 30s and 40s led to the world's great euthanasia regime, and leaves the German conscience as the great guide to our address of issues in medicine and biotechnology in the world today. Let the German conscience be your guide. As we look ahead, we look beyond issues like euthanasia and the status of the handicapped, the disabled. We look to the manipulative capacities of biotechnology, to cloning, to germline interventions that will change every generation, to these new powers we have taken to ourselves in the biosciences, which are being exploited not, as it were, within the academy and the professional scientific community, so much as within the IPO world of the biotech companies and venture capitalists, as the marketing of bioscience threatens to engulf and indeed fundamentally to change the whole character of our culture, because it has lost touch with this vision of human nature as that bearing the dignity of the God who has made us, because we have come to the view that human nature is now manipulable and is in our own hands, that we can not just dispose of ourselves in euthanasia, we can remake ourselves through biotechnology. So we may choose to clone ourselves, we may choose to have better babies, we may choose to find some way to dispense with inheritable disease, we may choose to make a post-human future in which human nature is something we control. We may choose to move beyond taking human life made in God's image into making human life in the image of ourselves. What does it mean to be human? To be human in our civilization has been a grand and glorious thing, because it has been to be made in the image of the God who made us. And religious or secular, we are the beneficiaries of that great tradition, and we tamper with it at our peril. Thank you very much.